Hey everybody, welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. Oh, go on then. The other day I made a community post sharing an image of an eBay listing that showed the reverse of the box for the new HeroQuest expansion against the Ogre Horde. Yes, it appears to be genuine. Yes, it's not a very good quality image. Yes, we're going to talk about it. I actually wasn't going to make a video at first. I thought the image spoke for itself and I would just wait for the official announcement. What official announcement, I hear you cry? Well, a few days ago, pre-orders for Against the Ogre Horde started getting cancelled and refunded, and there was a bit of a panic. Hasbro eventually published this on X. Apparently, rumours have been circulating about the cancellation of the HeroQuest Against the Ogre Horde quest pack, but fear not, they are just that. Stay tuned for an exciting reveal at the end of February. All well and good, but then this eBay image dropped, and so did Jules, and eventually I thought, what the heck, let's make a little video about it. I am going to keep this brief, but I want to highlight a few important things about the image and what it might all mean. First, let's read the back of the box. Zargon's sinister ministrations creep further into the lands beyond the realm. Restless whispers drift through the villages on the outskirts of the realm, speaking of the violent and sudden incursions of the ogre people on communities previously untouched by them. Zargon's latest plot has ensnared the Ogre Horde, a powerful but isolated clan of ogres to the north. Playing as one of HeroQuest's brave heroes, you must enter the World's End arena to prove your mettle as warriors, locate the hidden lair of the Ogre Horde, and weed out the root of corruption at the heart of their clan. Yes, Avalon Hill have decided to create their own version of Enter the Dragon. That must be why they released that Wandering Monk recently. But this storyline does line up pretty accurately with the original European version of this expansion, when Morcar planted one of his Chaos Sorcerers within the Ogre clan to convince them to start raiding and pillaging as a way of weakening the Empire before another war. This new edition is far from a simple reprint though. We knew it couldn't be because the European rules are so different to the North American rules, but also Avalon Hill had already teased they were increasing the number of quests to 10, and there are lots more additions besides. We can see the back of the box also says Battle at the World's End Tournament for Glory and Gold. Take up the tournament gauntlet and challenge Zargon's might in a specialised combat system. Will you emerge victorious? Now that sounds pretty interesting. Whether it's rules for a new game mode or just a quest that has a unique set of rules to represent a tournament, that could be a real chance for the Avalon Hill team to flex their creative muscles. But I want to keep this video brief, so I'm moving on. Contents. We have a quest book, now with 10 quests. The original expansion only had 7. 28 miniatures, 29 game cards, 29 cardboard tiles. As far as the tiles go, there were 3 double-sided map overlays in the original edition, and we can see some, like the Pit of Chaos and the Magic Circle, in the image here. However, it looks like there might be at least 3 other overlays stacked up there, which would give us at least 10 rooms total. The other card tiles in the original expansion were Pits of Darkness, Rubble, Secret Doors, and then a wedge of Chaos spell tokens. Some of the original Chaos spells already exist in the new edition of HeroQuest, although they are slightly different, and I would expect any updated versions of those spells, or any new spells, to be cards rather than tokens, so what the rest of the 29 cardboard tiles will be is something of a mystery. But there is no mystery about the miniatures. The original expansion had 7 ogres. 4 regulars, a chief, a champion, and a lord. This new edition also has 7 ogres, but they are somewhat more impressive. Rumour has it the lord has been upgraded to a king. He sports the crown for it, although to be fair the original lord had a crown anyway, and he, his chief and champion have been making gains. They are now big boys. But squint and you will see, not so big as the Frozen Horror. Their bases are covering 2 spaces like the wolves from Mage of the Mirror, rather than 4. There are 2 each of 2 other ogre sculpts, which are different from the Mage of the Mirror ogres. They look a bit more wild. Then we have some really interesting stuff. 4 orc archers, 2 each of 2 different sculpts. There were orcs with crossbows in the original, but you didn't get unique miniatures for them. The original expansion did also have orcs with spears, sadly no spears here. Then we have 2 goblins with bombs and 2 goblins with boomerangs. The original had goblins with short bows, so I guess this is a riff on that, but something new. Then we get 3 undead archers. The original had no such thing. Only recently in my video for Prophecy of Telor, I mentioned that it would be great to have a bunch of variant enemy types, like goblins with spears and bows, and now we sort of have that. I'm sure it would be fun to drop some of these ranged enemies into other quests, just to keep the heroes on their toes. Then we also get a throne. In the original, this was a piece of card that you had to fold and insert into the plastic throne frame from the core game. Now we get a big chunky one. There are also 4 stone doors and 2 double width iron doors that, as someone pointed out, sit inside grooves so you can actually remove the doors and just leave open frames. That's pretty neat. The final 3 miniatures are in Hero Red. There's a wolf and what appears to be male and female versions of the Druid. Not the Druid we saw from the HasLab crowdfunding campaign, new Druids. Druids that don't look awful. Now there is a slim chance they aren't Druids, but I see the 3 Druid spells in the picture: Life Force, Pixie and Shapeshift. Obviously it's impossible to make out any text on the cards in this image, but I hope Avalon Hill have taken this chance to rework the Druid's abilities, as her spells weren't great and I had some misgivings about her overall design. We shall see. Now the spell Shapeshift shows the Druid turning into a bear, but the text of the spell never specifies you turn into a bear, and no bear miniature was originally provided to represent the transformation. That leads us to the wolf miniature. It is possible that this wolf is supposed to be used to represent the shapeshifted Druid. I don't think so though. I can just imagine all the players wondering how a wolf is still using a dagger or sword or wearing leather armour. I think it's more likely the wolf is included as a companion. Avalon Hill published playtest rules for companion animals with the online quest Into the Northlands, and I think this may be the official release for those rules. There is definitely a character card for the wolf tucked in among the other cards in this image. But if that's the case, then we don't get a miniature to represent the Druid's shapeshifted form, although I suppose you could use the wolf if you weren't using the wolf companion. It may be time to break out one of my D&D bears. Last of all, we need to talk about cards. We can see 12 in the picture, but there are 29 all told. I think it's safe to assume 3 Druid spells, 2 Druid character cards, 1 Druid starting dagger, 1 Wolf character card, and 8 enemy cards. 4 Ogre types, 2 Goblin types, Orcs and Undead. That leaves 14 cards unaccounted for. If we assume all 3 Chaos spells from the original are getting reworked and included, that leaves 11 unaccounted for. I suspect those last ones will be equipment and artifact cards. I don't believe there were any new artifacts in the original release of the Ogre Horde, none that I remember anyway, but with all the new additions Avalon Hill have been making, I suspect we will get a few things. Time will tell. Time, or another janky photograph found on the internet anyway. I am going to leave it there for now. I think I could ponder and predict excessively, but my predictions are usually wrong. After all, I really did expect them to turn against the Ogre Horde into the new Dwarf Quest pack. It's now your turn. Share your thoughts in the comments, because that's it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please consider pressing the like button. If you really like this video, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so, and hopefully I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone, bye bye.